It's been a year since University of Cape Town student Uyinene Mrwetyana was murdered. The 19-year-old disappeared after visiting a local post office. Days later, her remains were found buried in a shallow grave. Mrwetyana's death sparked national outrage. Her killer, Luyanda Botha, pleaded guilty and was handed 3 life sentences. To honor her life, local residents are planning to decorate the Clarinch post office and Claremont police station with flowers and ribbons. Well, eNCA's Ronald Masinda is following that story and joins us now for an update. It's a difficult day for the family, for Uyinene Mrwetyana's family, Ronald, but one wonders whether, what's the sense you are getting among the people who are gathering there in terms of the outrage among South Africans, not only in Cape Town but across the country? Was the outrage merely effervescent, high on energy in the days after Uyinene's murder, but fizzling out after a period of time, or do we continue to be outraged into action?
Good morning to us. Well, the outrage still continues because, as you remember, the issue of gender-based violence still continues here in the Western Cape and across South Africa. Recently we heard of 2 deaths of ladies whose bodies were dumped in areas like Philippi. And the people who came here are just here really to mark the occasion. They've, of course, laid quite a number of flowers and ribbons. And also one of them who came here was the investigating officer who was tasked to try to find the perpetrator who killed Uyinene Mrwetyana. But also among the people who are here, we also have UCT students, and I'm going to be speaking to them now, who are also here to mark the occasion. Gabby, we are going to start off with you because I remember vividly, the days leading up to Uyinene's body being discovered, that a lot of the campaigns were led by UCT students urging the police to find Uyinene Mrwetyana, who was missing for a number of days. Just take us through to some of those days and just your memories.
I think before today, specifically the 24th, it was a lot of passion and a lot of positivity. A lot of people were still hoping that we would find her. And I think today just marks a very sad day where everybody who found out had to deal with a lot of pain and just her friends and her family. So I feel today marks a painful day and a one that we should commemorate. And
Holly, you're also here to commemorate the occasion. Just the issue of gender-based violence continues, and many people feel that it's going unabated. Just as a UCT student, when you come here, what emotions go through to you?
I was just saying to Gabby now how uneasy we feel being at the site of her murder. It's absolutely sickening how brutally this is disgusting. This is absolutely sickening. And the fact that it could be anyone next it's disgusting. It really is disgusting. I think we talk about it a lot more than we used to, but still nothing has changed.
And Gabby, are you having those discussions at varsity? And also, what are some of the awareness programs that perhaps you can share with us?
What was very inspiring to see after this event was how UCT pulled together, and there were a lot of protests at Parliament and a lot more support offered from Student Council, and I think everybody really tried to step up to as a community say something. And I see here Langa for Men are here, and I've been following them for quite a while, and they've also really been pushing for a change, which is special to see.
All right. Holly, I'm going to close off with you because obviously a lot of calls have been on men to change their behavior. Just your thoughts, do you feel that not enough has been done on the part of men to change their behavior?
I think this movement has been quite performative by men because it's still happening. This is still happening. This is still a thing that women have to deal with every single day, having to make sure where your friends are, that they arrive home safe. Always looking at Life 360. Nothing's changed, which just kind of contributes to the fact that it has been performative.
All right, ladies, thank you so much indeed for your time. Well, Tulas, just to add, we also managed to have a few words with the manager of this post office here in Claremont, and she didn't want to be on camera, but she told us that just recounting some of her memories, she told us that during that time they didn't believe that the actual perpetrator was Mr. Botha, who used to work here. They felt that Mr. Botha was a very silent man and a very reserved man, and a man who often read the Bible. So it came as a huge shock to many, and as a result, many of the workers really struggled to continue with their work here. They even had to receive counseling, but it also seems like it's business as usual. Although, like today, for example, it's a special day, and it's not a case where the manager herself is too concerned about people who are here to honor the memory of Uyinene Mrwetyana.
And I suppose that really underscores the issue, right, Ronald? That, I mean, the fact that this Luyanda Botha person could be seen as someone who was quiet, who read the Bible, that really strikes at the heart of the abuse situation that we have in this country. That is not, people don't come marked abuser. It's everyday men like you and me. Thank you for that. Ronald Masinda, live for us out there in Cape Town, a year on after Uyinene Mrwetyana was murdered there at that post office. One wonders also, I've just been thinking about at the time, part of the outrage was that this man actually had a criminal record. And I remember we started a conversation about checking the records of post office employees. Not that that would make women safe, you know, across the country, because, you know, you can vet that particular group of people that work in that institution. But what about the other institutions? What about men in the homes, etc., etc.? There was a promise, though, that they were going to vet. They had about 300 people who had who had been arrested previously, and I think they said 174 had convictions. Minister Stella Ndabeni-Abrahams, it would be great to get an update on how far you've gone with that process. And I suppose other departments as well. What have you done to smoke out people that should not be working with the public at these institutions?